Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of ERP. That's right, ERP. 3 little letters that tonight stands for an eczema-riddled person. Nothing more, nothing less. I feel very bad for whoever that is because I'm a little itchy myself right now. Recapping from last session, I know it's been a few weeks, so this is for everyone watching as well as I think for the players here this evening. Finding yourselves taskless in the city of Redwater, you decide to run a few small errands, either for yourself or for the Cenedius household, in the case of a pair of you. Some of you went shopping, encountered a tabaxi tailor who crafted a wonderful cloak. Both black and gold, reversible, beautifully hand-stitched, that can also billow on command. Zane and Quirin, you two headed out into the city of Redwater to purchase a number of ingredients for some cakes that Zane's mother was going to be making for the upcoming birthday party for the ancient dog of the Cenedius household, Orville, as his birthday is the following day. You all then banded together in a very musically powered montage to bake a cake. Some people discovered that baking is not a skill transferred by blood. Others discovered that they can bake despite probably never having touched an oven.
Fires.
I said oven. You took your rest, not before an interesting ingredient was added to the people's cake for the upcoming party. Following the advice of one Dean Victor Latimer, Dean is his title, not his first name. You know who I'm looking at. Yeah. You headed to the religious lecture held at the College of Ioun in regards to this religious sect known as the Ranks of Akron. You met with a high bishop known as Pavel Utregard, who gave a very short and concise debriefing, perhaps, of his section of Bane's worship, on their belief system, about the twin gods known as Akron and Akra, their charge, their purpose in the world to protect extraplanar incursions. In a quite heated Q&A session with the bishop of this rather, what's the one I'm looking for, controversial religious sect, the professor, Marin Fafir, perhaps opened the wrong tome and was greeted by a shadowy, misty specter. And that's where we left off. So at this point, starting off the night, everyone's rolling for initiative. So let's get that right out of the way. And the map you will all be on will be forced to you because I can do that. So let's get those initiative rolls before we hop into...
Oh, Leif is watching as well.
Oh, hello, Leif. Okay.
Oh, nice. Just beaten slightly by Zaz.
All right. Has everyone rolled initiative?
The first roll of the night was a nat 20.
Wow.
We could be followed by a 7.
It's only
Wherein
going down
I
from here.
don't think I have an initiative for you.
I thought I put it in.
I'm not seeing it.
Yeah.
But let's see here. I see Zaz. You have a 20. We have an 18
There we
from
go.
Mo.
15.
All right, excellent. We have a 15 from Quirin.
Low danger, Chief.
And we have an 11 from Alastair and a 9 from Zane, correct?
That is correct.
All right. So, Are you all on the correct map?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
In that case, top of the round, Zaz, you are up. What would you like to do?
So Pavel he's done what?
What's that, sorry?
So what's going on here?
Pavel is the one giving the lecture, and from the desk, there is this smoke specter rising from the tome that the professor, sitting behind the chair, has opened.
Okay. I'm gonna need a second. I'm suddenly
for
using
sure.
my own character all of a sudden.
Old habits die hard, or new habits, I suppose.
Quickly see a little measurement here.
Yep, you can use that measurement tool or the pointer tool for that.
Okay, I'm just gonna ready a moonbeam if the guy makes any attacks to any of my friends.
Okay, so you're readying a moonbeam. The action is readying a moonbeam, and the trigger is if it makes an attack on any of your friends or anyone in general.
Anyone in general, actually.
Anyone in general. So if it makes an attack, we're going to cast a moonbeam.
Yep, and that'll be a level, just like the base moonbeam. So
Just a base one? Okay.
Yeah, 2.
I believe it's a level 2, yes. So, Zaz is holding an action. Let me make a note of that. Mo, you are up. What would you like to do?
I'm going to get up.
Okay.
Move.
So just so you're aware, leaping over that table would be difficult terrain and would take up double the movement.
Yeah, so that's 10. 30. So that's my movement.
Okay.
I can't move any further. And
Use your action
I
dash,
can't
like.
speak, so I was silent, so I can't cast spells.
Exactly.
That's it.
All right. Next up, we have Quirin. Quirin, you are right up front with this thing, and it's just starting to coalesce in the air, and you're starting to see the shape now of a vaguely humanoid, head, 2 arms. It does not have legs, though. That is an important thing to note. It does appear to be kind of half a body suspended in the air. What would you like to do?
Spiritual weapon, level 2.
Spiritual weapon, level 2. Well, let me get that out for you. Boom. Where would you like to put that?
Do.
Okay. And you're making an attack?
Yep.
All right, go ahead and roll your attack on that.
18.
18 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
12.
12 points of damage. A great start. Let me just quickly take a look here. So, 12 points of damage. So, as you're seeing this creature rise, suddenly you see the glaive appear next to it and just start doing its spinning top thing and cutting in. Though it doesn't appear to actually land on flesh, you do see wisps of smoke beginning to kind of fly off, and it turns and looks in your direction. And you're retreating like a coward?
You're damn right.
Aha! Predictable. All right. So it is now the Spectre's turn. Having risen and just... Secret. Suddenly, its voice filling the room kind of comes to an abrupt stop as the glaive is digging into its side, and it kind of turns, and you now only just see its face, kind of a sunken back eyes, no pupils, and what could be described vaguely as a mouth, but is more so shapes formed by smoke in an unnatural, very spooky and swirling kind of abstract interpretation of a face. It's going to turn and look at the spiritual weapon, and it's going to look at you, Quirin. At this point, every student is getting as far back as they can. There is a look of shock and terror in most of their faces. Ones in the back will be moving later. The creature is going to, let's see. It's going to suddenly kind of start moving that abstract mouth I was talking about. And let's see here. Quirin and Mo, you both begin hearing in your ears, start hearing a... I need you both to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Is this magical?
At this point, it is magical, yes.
Alrighty.
At this point, Zaz, could I get you to make a perception check?
You got it.
Just to see if you realize what's going on for that moonbeam.
I got a 26.
26.
17.
And a 17. Okay.
Crit fail.
Okay, so unfortunately you're ready for it to make a movement, Zaz, and you're there, you've got Moonbeam held, and it's not moving. Both of you do succeed on that saving throw. Let's see here. Okay, and you take no damage from that throw. So as it begins whispering to you, and you both hear the whispers, and you push them out of your head, being well aware of what's happening and where it's coming from, the creature kind of, with a kind of, what you can assume is a look of realization about what's going on here, and that you're not exactly the scholars that he's used to dealing with, is going to float ominously in this direction into the middle here, and that's going to end its turn. Alastair, you're at the back of the room. You've just dug your fingers into a table. What are you doing?
Alastair is gonna look at the Spectre,
Mm-hmm.
look at Pavel,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's gonna look at the table,
Right. Table is important.
and he stands up and is going to move his 30 feet. Who can I get close to?
Probably close to Zaz there, or you could get close to Zane.
Okay, he's gonna move up this way,
Right?
and he's going to cast Bless on Zane, Zaz, and if Mo is... no, he's gonna cast Bless on Zane, Quirin,
Okay.
and Mo.
And Mo, you have Bless. So that is a D4 to what?
That is... oh, let me look at Bless and not Bane.
Yeah.
That is a D4 to attack rolls
Yep.
or saving throws.
Okay, so that's Zane, Quirin, and Mo. If you guys make an attack roll or a saving throw, please remember to roll that D4. If you don't, I will remind you I have it written down.
And
Anything else from you, Alastair?
Alastair is not gonna do anything.
Okay. Understood. Bottom of the round, we have Zane. Zane, what are you doing?
Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay, so that'd be 1d20 plus 1d4 plus the 6. Bless. It's what dreams are made of.
So,
everybody.
sorry, what? 1d20 plus... That's
Yeah,
an attack roll, though, right? The plus 4
Yes,
is an
it is.
attack?
So it's not a
Okay,
plus
so
4,
just
it's
plus
a plus...
6.
Yeah, so it'd be plus a d4. So you roll a d20 and a d4, and then you add the 6 as well.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what Bless does, is it gives you a d4 extra on top of your d20.
Okay, I don't follow, but here's the 1d20.
Okay.
That's
so roll
already bad.
roll a d4 as well.
That's already terrible.
Okay, so we got 6, so now 6 plus 6 is 12. 12 does not hit, but you do have another Beam of Eldritch Blast you can roll.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's do that all over again then.
Yep. 14. 16 plus the 6. That hits, so it's 1d10 plus 7 on the damage. Ooh. Yeah.
Still a 10.
10 points of damage. Hey, damage is damage. So, kind of feeling power, Zane, that you're not familiar with. Your first Eldritch Blast goes wide and actually nearly hits the professor, kind of threading the needle through Quirin's spinning glaive. You look, and though it does still have the coloration of the pinkish purple kind of mauve color bathed in starlight, you also see a platinum swirl around the Eldritch Blast. And kind of caught off guard, you go back for the second blast, and you hit the creature square in the chest. And it's almost that cartoony thing where someone gets shot with a cannon and they turn and there's a hole, like a cartoonishly large hole. This creature, when you see the smoke go flying and it just it turns to look at you as you see the hole now that Eldritch Blast has pushed its ethereal body away, slowly begin to reform. Any movement or bonus action from you, Zane?
No, that's it.
All right. Back to the top of the round. Zaz, what do you got for me?
Same deal.
Just readying a moonbeam just in case something goes wrong here?
Yep, but I'm going to shift over to the other seat.
Okay, you're just kind of hopping chairs?
Yep.
What chair are you sitting on?
The one to the right.
But is it the provided chair, or did you bring your own?
Oh, I didn't even think of that. I'm bringing this one out.
You're going to pop your own chair out?
Yep.
All right, so Zaz just kind of, moonbeam kind of fizzles away. You get it ready again. You pull out your chair. You're like, I'm just going to sit here and wait for this. Anything else from you, Zaz?
Nope.
All right. Mo the Quiet Milner. What do you got for me?
Spend half my movement to hop up, and then
Hop up, okay.
Walk over,
Right.
and attack.
All right, so go ahead and make your attack rolls. You're taking all three? Or
Yeah.
what do you do? Okay,
Yeah,
so go
yeah.
ahead and roll those. You do have Bless on these,
Yeah,
right? So that's 1d4 to each of them.
yeah. Sorry, 1 second. I can't remember what my modifiers are.
Yeah, no worries. Just going to bring Moonbeam out to the side here just in case it does come up.
+8.
Math is fun, everybody.
I think I got that right.
Let's see. Oh, sweet merciful Christ. Okay, so you'd have an extra d4, actually, to each of those rolls. So, could you just roll 2 more d4 for me? We'll do the math out loud here. Okay, perfect. So, first one, 20, hits. Then you have another 20. Weird. Hits. Then you have another 20. Okay, that's interesting. All right, yeah. 20, 20, 20. All of them hit. I need you, so you have the Raven's Queen's projection in your offhand, correct?
Yes, that's 2.
So if you could roll the regular axe on its own, and then roll the projection for me, please.
Okay, so that's 2
Just for my own
1d4. Yeah.
Yeah. And be d6 for the projection,
Yeah.
not a d4. And Bless is just a d4 on the actual attack roll, not damage.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just clarifying that for me. Excellent use of Bless. I'm going to have to remember that you have that and punish you for using it.
That's 5. So that's the 2. That's
Right.
the battle axe.
Okay.
And then this is the projection.
It would be the projection.
Nine.
20.
20.
Son of a bitch. Okay. Except not quite. As you take your first swipe, something's off. It doesn't feel quite right as it kind of almost glides through the air, and you do see wisps of smoke begin going off in different directions. But when you come in for your offhand strike, strangely enough, the Raven Queen's projection seems to almost feel like it's hitting a solid body. But as you come back through with that main hand strike again, kind of flows right through it. Anything else from you, Mo?
That is it.
All right. Quirin, what do you got for me, you coward?
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yep.
First off, Sacred Flame.
Okay, that is a saving throw of, what is the DC?
Dex
Please remind me.
16.
Dex 16. Ooh, it is not a dexterous thing, but it did roll a 14, so Sacred Flame does go through. What type of damage is that?
Sacred Flame is radiant.
It is radiant. Excellent. Okay. Damage.
13.
Okay, 13 damage. Whew.
And then I'm gonna hit it with my spinning top.
Hit it with that spinning top.
21.
21 hits.
Let me make sure I'm doing that right. Wait, that's not right. Oh dear, no.
1d28. I'd like to see what that looks like.
There we go. 11.
There we go. 1d8. Wow. Big damage from the cleric this round. All right. So as Mo goes and kind of slashes through and kind of steps back, and you see him mouthing some kind of expletive, but no words are coming out. You kind of chuckled to yourself, like, "Oh yeah." He was silenced. You shoot your hand out for the Sacred Flame, and you watch as it's almost like watching a black and white movie as the smoke monster is enveloped in this almost grayscale fire. As the steel-looking spectral glaive comes flying in of grays and black colors, and it comes and slices in, and as it does, you see smoke go flying, and where there should be blood, there's instead wisps of black smoke. It's very strange. It's like watching a movie from the 1950s if Quirin had ever, seen a movie or knew what television was. Anything else from you?
I moved away, and that would be it for me.
Okay. So, at this point, students are screaming as this spectral creature has come, and they are considered frightened, and they are using their movement to get as far away from the creature as possible. At this point, just so everyone's aware, Pavel, the individual who is giving the lecture, has not batted an eye. Matter of fact, is just kind of standing there with his arms crossed, looking very annoyed, is the term I'm going to use. So, at this point, okay, could I get... One sec, let me get this tool out of here.
I forgot to add my D4. Hold on.
Okay. The creature is going to... Actually, Mo, this is a very strange feeling. As the creature comes towards you and you prep yourself for an attack, you feel the wisp of smoke go around you as the creature phases right through you and kind of steps right into the middle of all of you. At this point, I need all 5 of you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
That'd be with advantage with the D4.
Add +4 to you, Quirin, and that's it.
Yeah,
Only
so
you
Quirin.
+4.
Yeah, and then remember,
So-
Mo, Quirin, and Zane, you would get an extra D4 on that saving throw
Oh.
because of bless. You are blessed.
Oh, I
What's
don't
the
think it
saving
matters
throw?
much.
What's the
Wisdom.
saving throw for? Wisdom, thank you.
Wisdom, yes. Sorry.
Give me a second.
Yeah,
That's
no
a
worries.
19.
Okay, I failed that.
That's a 31
Okay.
without the D4.
Damn.
Just for reference, who rolled lower than an 18?
Me.
Okay. Is it just you?
Yep, that's her.
Okay. So, Zane, you take 8 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
The rest of you take 4 points of psychic damage. And at this point...
Nice! I'm at 69 health.
Nice!
Sorry, nice.
No. Nice is required. At this point, Zane, you are considered frightened, which means you have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while you can see the creature, and you cannot willingly move closer to it. Okay? So if you make an attack, you are at disadvantage. As the creature kind of moves into the middle and you all begin to hear voices, kind of almost a cacophony, a choir of hideous voices at different volumes, just cackling and laughing. Some are wailing and screaming. And you see some of the students slowly kind of twitch and cover their eyes in horror. Zane, you feel it almost like something is at the back of your head, kind of crawling to get in your skull. It's then going to make an attack against Quirin.
No.
That one. It's not?
No.
Oh, okay. This will trigger Moonbeam, so I'm going to put that there. I'll let you place that in a second.
Thank you.
Yes, and it's going to make that attack. Quirin, what is your armor class?
19.
Is it high? Yeah, I was going to say it's higher than 11. So it kind of reaches out a spectral hand and goes to swipe at you, and it kind of hits your shield for a second and recoils back. It's a very, almost a dramatic swipe as it reaches back. And it's kind of, have you ever watched a TV where everyone's ghosting? That is how its movement is kind of going.
Fuck off.
Zaz, you do get Moonbeam, so I'll let you place that wherever you'd like.
Yep.
And I have to make a saving throw for that, correct?
Yep.
Okay, what is the DC?
The DC is a Constitution 14.
Constitution 14 is great because I rolled a natural 3. So, go ahead and roll your damage on that. All right, 11 points of damage. Well done. At this point, as the radiant damage, I believe it's radiant, comes down from the sky and is bathed with a light as it kind of recoils from taking the swipe at Quirin, you can see that its smoke isn't quite maybe as dark as it was when it first manifested. Alastair, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Alastair is going to... he goes to reach for his sword and then looks up at Pavel and then doesn't.
Okay.
And he's going to cast Bane on the creature.
All right. Fitting. May I
Yeah.
add?
That would drop the blaster, right?
It would, because concentration.
Yeah, that's a second concentration.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, just so you're aware. So, Zane, Quirin, Mo, Bless is gone. As you actually, it actually kind of feels draining as you feel bolstered by this Bless, and then it just disappears. It's kind of upsetting. It was almost intoxicating, the feel of draconic power running through you. Bane is a negative D4 to attack rolls and saving throws for me, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else from you?
As a bonus action, I'm going to use... I'm going to use Vow of Enmity.
Okay, please remind me what that is.
I get advantage on it for a minute, or until it drops to 0 health points.
Okay. Just advantage on attack rolls?
Yes.
Okay, you said advantage on it, so I just wanted to clarify.
Sorry.
All right, anything else?
Nope.
All right. Master Cenedius, what do you got for it?
Well, I'm frightened, so I can't move toward it. So
Yes.
I'm gonna force myself into this corner here and cast
Okay.
Eldritch Blast.
All right, so cast your 2 beams. This is at disadvantage, so you're going to have to roll 2d20, and it'll be the lowest.
Okay, +6?
Yeah, you still have the +6, yes.
Okay, so here's roll 1 of 4.
Yes.
Okay,
Just-
so
you can-
1 of
you can-
1 beam.
Yes. You could type in 2d20, if you'd like, with this bot.
Okay.
Okay, so it still have the +6, so that's still a 19 to hit. So yep, the first one hits. Let's roll your second one just to make it easier for rolls. So it'll be another 2d20 +6. The second one is still a 16, which hits. So go ahead and roll your 2d10 plus 14.
Oh, I rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1, but you still have the plus 14. Zane, would you please describe to me how you cower in the corner and kill this creature?
Oh, jeez. I didn't think I was gonna kill the thing. Damn it.
With 20 damage? Yeah, considering
So
it only
I-
had 8 health left.
So I ran off, and then
Right.
under my arm, I shoot it backwards because I'm
Okay.
like cowering behind me. So I shoot it backwards, and it's like a lot stronger than I previously anticipated it would be.
Okay.
And it just.
And just so as the blast comes out, you can actually see, for those who are looking, you see the remnants of the bless kind of start to swirl around the Eldritch Blast and kind of fade off into the distance. As these two beams, both hitting true, one goes in between Quirin and Alaster, the other kind of threads the needle between the students 7 and 12. And Alaster, you feel two beams of force energy just go right underneath you, and it actually kind of pushes your cloak around you and turns you into a half-orc burrito. As the creatures struck, and previously where the Eldritch Blast had left a hole and dissipated the smoke, this time the creature instead just and the smoke kind of flies up into the air, and you hear its voice kind of whisper, "Thank you." And we're now out of initiative order. So, let me just change the music here. What should I change it to? What should I change it to? I am partial to this one here. Actually, very fitting for Zane. Very fitting. All right.
I didn't think it would work. It's like a game of roulette every time you press the button.
So, as this creature dissipates into a puff of smoke, you see the professor. Again, Professor Fafir. Zane, you're familiar with this person, though you never actually took one of his classes. You've sat in and audited a number of lectures just due to your interests. Kind of sitting there, holding a tome that looks much older than any other book possibly in this room. Maybe even Zane's. You know, the book in which question. He's kind of holding it there, stunned, and he closes it. And there's a latch on the side, and he kind of locks it, puts it back on the desk, and kind of folds his hand. He looks around at the terrified students and, you know, the five adventurers who have just, you know, basically slain a specter. He kind of goes, "All right, well, let that be a lesson as to why you should heavily research which book you take out of the advanced section of our library. Bishop Utrigard, the floor is still yours." The bishop kind of looks around and goes, "Well then, does anybody have any more questions?" The students are still kind of stunned.
I forward, sit back in my chair.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
I'll
I'm
move
gonna go sit back in the proper chair.
Okay.
beside Quirin.
All right. In the front row.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to move back to the corner.
Okay. Excuse me.
Make sure
Close.
that black cloak is pulled up over
Real close.
myself.
Make us. Actually, you know what? Make a stealth check for me, please.
Oh boy. Okay. Oh, I'm real good at this game.
Disadvantage too.
Yeah, I figured. Oh, nat 1.
Whoa! Nat 1 and nat 20. Look at that.
The
Get
Dice Lords,
fucked.
give it the Dice Lords.
Take
Take
it
it
away.
away.
as you head up the stairs to kind of hide yourself beside the cowering and kind of pathetic-looking Zane Cenedius, you kind of stub your toe on one of the tables, which, with your bulk and your just raw strength, the table goes screeching across the hardwood floor, and the students who are previously stunned all kind of jump collectively and turn, and you're kind of standing there holding the black cloak, just, trying to be stealthy about it, slowly walking as everyone's kind of watching you go to the corner, put the cloak up. You hear the bishop go, "Okay. Well then, if no one has any more questions, my time is very precious. However, I do understand that things may need clarifying." He's looking at you, Quirin. "If anyone would like to talk to me privately, whether it is about religion," still staring at you, Quirin. And then he looks up in the back corner and goes, "or family, do not hesitate to come speak with me." And he kind of goes and sits back in the chair. The students slowly begin filing out, a lot of them grumbling about how they put a lot of their time aside for this. Some had missed other lectures and other classes, hoping to gain some kind of information or insight as to what this religious sect was about. And overall, a lot of upset and terrified students very quickly leaving the lecture hall, leaving the professor, Pavel Utragard, and who is staying behind and who is leaving.
I'll stay.
Staying.
Wait for.
I'm
Stay.
going to extend my hand and help Zane up.
Help Zane up. Okay.
Has the silence worn off yet?
No, it has not. This is a strange silence effect. I'll cover that in a second. So, Alastair, Zane, are you guys staying in the room, or are you leaving with the students? Zaz, you as well.
Apart from helping Zane up, I have not moved or changed directions whatsoever.
Okay. Zane?
I'm sticking next to Alastair because I sense something's wrong.
Okay. And Zaz?
I see that no one else is leaving, so I'm gonna just kind of like start getting up, but then just sit back down.
Okay, kind of the awkward, like, oh no, we're staying today. Okay, all right. Yep. I guess this is how this is going. So as the students leave, Pavel kind of turns to the professor and goes, "If you'd be so kind, I'd like to speak with these skilled warriors." The professor kind of looks and goes, "Well, I need to lock up, so I'll be outside. If you would all do me the favor," and he's looking at all of you, "to not touch that book until someone more skilled than I comes to retrieve it, I'd very much appreciate it." And he kind of heads up the stairs. And the doors kind of slam, and there's an awkward silence, just very heavy, as it's just you five in the same spots as you are, with Quirin and Mo sitting up at the front. Zaz, I assume you're kind of lounging back a little bit, as the Zaz do.
Yep.
And Zane, you're just starting to get over the fear. Alastair, you and me both know your reaction. Just for the sake of, keeping things kosher. He's kind of staring over you and goes, "So, do any of you know what that thing was?"
Oh.
I point it. I don't say anything. I just point at my mouth.
You'd better like this.
Okay. Does anyone else say anything? You guys can make Arcana checks to see if you knew what it was.
Okay. Yeah, I'll make an.
Not even gonna try.
Not even gonna try?
Nope.
Anyone who wants to kind of sit there and give it a good think, you can make an Arcana check.
Nope.
I got up in its business. I'll
Yeah.
Oh, 10. Not the best.
Okay. So Queer and Zaz, Mo, you all kind of shake your head. The one person who probably would have been able to identify it, still kind of shaking the fear. And Zane, you're kind of reaching back behind at the back of your head there, kind of feeling for, whatever was back there, the scratching feeling. It's unsettling. You kind of have that phantom pain. It's like when someone mentions bugs and then you suddenly feel them, type thing. That thing in particular is called an alip. It's a creature that is created when someone discovers something so horrible that their minds can no longer take it, and through one way or another find their death. Kind of looks over at the book and goes, whatever your professor was researching previously drove someone mad. Very interesting. So, what questions do you have for me?
Despite your obvious inclination towards those that are not from this plane, what do you know of Accra?
Accra? Not much. As I mentioned, Accra was power hungry, set off into the great astral sea, and never returned. But what we do know returned was the god known as Tharizdun, as well as a new breed of demon that was possibly the turning point in the mythical Dawn War. We don't have much text, but what we do have tells us that, and only that.
So why do you have Tharizdun iconography on your chains?
That is the interesting thing. The iconography of both Bane and Tharizdun tends to overlap, and further promotes my theory that Akron and Accra are two sides of the same coin, and later became the gods known as Bane and Tharizdun. Chains could represent that which is chained, or that which did the chaining. Silence kind of falls on the room again.
I'll raise my hand.
Kind of looks at you and goes, I do not care for what you have to say. Anyone else?
Silently going to walk in front of the stage,
Okay.
and I'm going.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear the last 10 seconds. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Just Alastair walked in front of the stage.
I'm going to cast Zone of Truth.
Okay.
So I need anybody within 15 feet of me to cast to make a Charisma saving throw. DC is 50.
So that would be Quirin, Mo, you, and Pavel.
I don't have to.
Yes. I'm just noting the people in the Zone of Truth.
So I have to do a charisma saving throw?
Yes.
Do I get anything plus from being close to you?
That is a great question.
Oh,
Yes, he would.
Okay. Would I?
Damn
+4?
it, that's
Indeed.
not good.
It's a passive aura.
15.
So what's your That'd be whatever yours. Whatever.
You would have a 16.
What's his
Actually-
passive aura plus?
Quirin,
Yes?
your shield.
Oh, that's right.
20.
Okay. And what was the DC again, Alastair?
15.
Okay.
So I
And
fail.
Okay, so Mo has failed, but Mo can't talk. Does Zone of Truth say that you are able to detect who is lying and who is telling the truth?
Let me just
Whoever
do a
the
quick read.
effect does not work on and works on.
On a failed save, you know whether a creature succeeds or fails.
Okay. At this point, you kind of feel that it worked on Mo, but that's about it.
Well, that did a lot of good. What are you doing here?
I'm giving a lecture. I should ask you the same
No,
question.
what are you really doing here?
I'm giving a lecture.
I don't believe you.
He's trying
That's
to convert
fine.
people towards his cause by giving a promotional lecture.
Astute. And incredibly correct. So
Going
now I'll
up
ask you
on
the same
stage.
question. What are you doing here?
I'm going to kill you in 30 seconds if you don't tell me a true
For fuck's
reason why
sakes.
you're here.
You can certainly try.
What did you mean by the call out? What
me?
family do you want me to talk about? What do you want? What do you want to tell me?
Oh, I'm just curious if you're wondering how your family is.
I don't have any family.
Well, then you have no questions for me.
When are they coming?
Oh, they're not coming anywhere. They have no interest in you. Half-breed.
Oh, that's rich. So they've no interest in no interest in me, and no interest in anything that could have happened.
Not in particular. Your mother, maybe. Your father, probably not.
They're not missing anything.
I'll be sure to pass that on. With a natural 20 on his insight check there. Anywho, my duration on this duplicity is about to run out. So, I will simply say, choose carefully what you follow. Anger and madness will change the minds of even the gods as often as the wind blows.
I'm going to attack it.
Make an attack roll.
Okay. +9. Fuck. 11.
Your sword goes right through it.
Does it
Make
disappear?
it does not.
Damn it.
Make an intelligence check, please. Quirin, make a religion check.
Oh, right. I was sitting there. Okay. Woo.
20.
Okay.
14.
14. Okay. Alastair, it becomes apparent to you that this is an illusion, that he's not actually here. And Quirin, you're familiar with powerful clerics being able to actually send a duplicate of themselves outwards. The act of throwing your voice is a simple cantrip known as thaumaturgy. And this duplicate would be able to cast spells off of it. Though it's a domain you're not overly familiar with.
Gonna get
Kind
up and get the fucking book that the professor left.
Okay.
Put it in my pack.
All right.
Notes it down.
All right. Well, I'll be sure to pass on that you were the one who took the chains. I'll say hi. And, I'd say I wish you all a good day, but I fear that has already been ruined.
I'm gonna spit in its face.
The spit goes right through it.
I know that, but it's
Yeah.
more for me.
Okay. The illusion kind of not wisps away like smoke, but instead like turns in on itself, kind of like someone like wringing out a towel, and just vanishes into the air. And you are all left alone in the lecture hall.
Still silenced?
At this point, no, you're not.
For the love of God.
You're speaking again.
Although I am not one to always impart wisdom, it would have been interesting to know what he knew of our extraplanar problem.
Sounds like they're more of a preventative measure once the things get here, not knowing where they come from. And that would be kind of bad for one of our friends.
But if you spend your whole life trying to keep rats from coming in, you eventually assume where they would be and how they work. So he might have had some idea, as detestable as that man is, and though I have no idea how he got here, surely to transpose himself through magic through that great a distance is no small feat.
He could have probably killed us all. Which means that you shouldn't pick fights with things.
You didn't like him, did you, Quirin?
He had the wrong idea about Bane, wrong idea about Accra, wrong idea about a lot of things.
Well, if you're so infinitely wise and intelligent about this, why don't you tell us about them? What's wrong with it?
What are you or people told about Bane and Accra?
Bane, for one, is built around strength, fighting, honor. You saw my people, you saw my mother. Did she seem like the kind that would try and kill anything that came to this world just because?
No.
The way that Alastor was taught, or raised, really, is wrong. They are zealots, evil, and most likely assholes.
And the other one? The sibling of Bane? Accra?
Saying that it is tied to Tharizdun is bullshit.
It sounds like he just kind of disappeared and everybody is making an assumption on what happened to him.
We don't know a lot about the gods. There's many things that are missing from that time.
Quirin, I know, and you know that I tried to use the Zone of Truth spell on you.
Mm-hmm.
Who is your god? I know you're not affected by the spell, and I'm asking you as a companion or a acquaintance or a traveling partner. I don't know. Just who's your god?
I have researched many over the years. I know many gods, know their teachings. And
Who gives you the power, though?
Huh. Accra.
Wait. You mean the one that disappeared to the Astral Sea?
I am tasked with going there. Tasked with finding a way to them.
To the Astral Sea?
Yes.
You've got your work cut out for you.
I was told by that disgusting sea creature to actually ask Mo about it.
Can I just out of character here, DM?
Yep.
What would Mo know about the Astral Sea?
Make
you
a
want me to roll?
religion check. just so you're aware.
Oh yeah, and Mo is the only one that's affected by Zone of Truth.
Yep. Mo, you have to tell the truth here.
Critical fail.
Fail!
You know what? To be perfectly honest, you kind of sit there for a second, and you're trying to think. You're like, Astral Sea. What would I know in particular about the Astral Sea? And just nothing is clicking. And for some strange reason, Mo, all you can think in your head is, like, Astral Sea. Like, is it made of water? What is in the Astral Sea? Does the Astral Sea have fish? And your thought process kind of peters off to the bizarre. It's like, wonder what seafood out of the Astral Sea would taste like. Oh, the question.
I don't know. I'm not. Religion found me. I didn't find religion.
That may
It's
be your answer then. The one who found you.
Well, that would be the Raven Queen, and I know that she was the one that restored my memories, and that although she restored a great deal, I think she still is holding back, which seems to be a common character trait of gods. If you need help, I will help you.
Zane,
Yeah.
as all of this is happening, you're kind of standing up in the corner, just kind of watching this conversation taking place, just kind of shaking it. And you look over the table nearest you,
Mm-hmm.
and on the table, already open, is your book.
Did we hear that?
There was no pa this time.
I look at it.
It just simply says, interesting line of questions, don't you think?
I close the book. Jesus.
You all hear that one.
I jump.
You kind of look back, and Zane is in a position that you've seen him in quite a bit, sitting there with his hands in the position of having just closed a book, kind of surprised, his hair kind of slowly coming back after the wind has pushed it away. He kind of looks up at you, unsurprised, and just, yep, I should expect that by now.
So what does your demon lord say about it? About this whole bullshit?
Nothing important.
Fair. We should
So
probably
I've got-
leave.
Mo, I've got 2 questions for you.
Yes.
When was the last time you spoke to or were spoken to by the Raven Queen?
In the dungeon.
The second question, when was the last time you jerked it?
Please don't answer. You do not need to.
Oh, he has to.
Hold on. I'm gonna roll for this. 1 second. Hey, Mo.
Yeah.
It was in the dungeon.
We're waiting.
I'm trying to think of a polite way of wording this. We
Fair.
are on stream, you.
You don't have to answer. Technically, you can remain silent.
I'll remain silent, but like that type of silent that anybody out there who has a kid, it's a guilty silence. I don't make eye contact.
Oh, you're no fun.
Why do you want to know about the last time I spoke to the Raven Queen?
Excuse me.
And it
Yes.
wasn't exactly. It was half a conversation and half of. Here's a bit of your memory, because apparently she's also a god of memories. Meh. You learn things when you don't read books.
The reason I want to know is I need to know more about her, and I need to know more about the jailers. So there's the Raven Queen. There's
Nope.
sorry, I lied. There was something I needed to know about the Raven, and I can't find it because I didn't write my shit. Woo! I want to know if we're being spoken to more, because I've been spoken to for the first time recently, and Quirin is just a regular chatterbox with his,
Not by choice.
and you, I just want to know if maybe there's something going to happen. We're being prepared for something.
I don't know, and I have not had as long of a dialogue as Quirin has with his god, or you've had with yours, but the last time I spoke with her, I don't know, something didn't seem right. It seemed like the simple task of bestowing my memories to me was something very tasking. I think that whatever is going on with things not going to the right planes is affecting the gods as well.
I'm gonna regret asking this. Zaz, what are you doing right now?
Flicking his mushroom.
Oh God, no!
I'm gonna spore.
Oh God, don't! Oh, he can do so much more than that. He's such a fun guy. All right. Anywho, what are you doing right now, Zaz?
Admiring the upholstery on my chair. I haven't been able to use it in a while.
Okay, yeah, you're just kind of looking it over, caressing it lightly.
Yep.
Okay. All right. At this point, the professor kind of walks back in and goes, if you don't... Okay. I have another class to teach, so if you five would mind finding a place to converse elsewhere, it'd be very much appreciated.
I'm up and gone.
I'm gone.
Yep.
Now, DM, did the dean tell us that we had... He said that we had some sort of, we were allowed to go around the college, or what was it?
We have access
Yeah.
to the library.
Yeah.
Yep.
You have
The
full access
library.
to the library, yes.
I want to go to the library.
Okay.
I'll just ask the professor as I'm leaving.
He kind of points out across the lobby from all the lecture halls and stuff and goes, yes, it's the larger red building with the kind of aqua-looking ivy crawling up the side.
Okay. And I just look at Quirin. I'll see you at Zane's and walk towards the red.
Towards the library?
Towards the library.
Okay. Zane, Zaz, you guys going with the rest of the group, or?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So, we have Mo going to the library. The rest of you have left the lecture hall.
I'm going to accompany Mo to the library just to ask him inappropriate questions during the 10 minutes.
Isn't
How
Zone
much-
of Truth? Let me read
How
Zone
much
of Truth. real
Zone of
quick.
Truth lasts 10 minutes.
But I think it's that area. You create a magical zone, yeah. So
okay.
He's now left the zone. He's fine. Okay, so you're going to the library. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm gonna go hang out with Zane, I suppose.
Okay.
Wherever Zane goes, I'm gonna follow along.
All right.
Zane wants to go to the library.
Okay.
Blast, okay. Books, alright.
All right. You three are going to the library. Zaz, Quirin, where are you two headed?
I'm gonna take a look at him, pull out the book that I've been reading. I still have a bit for that. So I'm going to go and sit in a quiet place.
Okay.
Gonna just kind of shrug and command my chair to follow to the library.
All right. Quirin, go ahead and make an investigation check for me, please.
17.
17. You're able to actually... Oh, hit my mic. I apologize. You're able actually to find a nice quiet tree to sit under. It's a lovely day outside. No one seems to be really bothering you. You kind of assume this point in the day, most of the students are probably in a lecture. You're not sure how much quiet time you have, but you begin reading. We will... So for the entire time, these guys are in the library. You're going to be reading, correct?
Yep.
So, congratulations to the rest of you four. You decide how long Quirin is now reading for. So, you all make it to the library. And Zane, you're very familiar with this library. As you walk in, it's very, very cluttered. And there seems to be very distinct sections divided by bookshelves of different types of wood. There's kind of a darker wood. There's a lighter kind of like what looks like a varnished maple kind of wood. There's a really light one that probably is some form of birch or something like that. And you look and...
Where's the Purple Heart?
The Purple Heart is actually alongside the wall there and is labeled erotic fiction. Now,
Ooh.
don't... That's directly to you, Corey Dow. Don't. At the back of this library, though, there is kind of almost Harry Potter style. There is a section of the library, much smaller, that is kind of closed off with heavy wooden walls with small slits in it, just kind of giving a little bit of airflow. You can kind of see through these slits, which are about maybe 4 to 5 inches in width, and maybe about 2 to 3 feet tall. You can see other books that appear to all be behind a kind of locked bar on the shelves. You don't see a door into this area. So at this point, welcome to the library in the College of Ioun. What are you four doing here?
Alastair looks lost.
Understandably so.
Bo looks equally as lost, but turns to Zane.
Okay.
Where's the religious section?
Would Zane be able to guide Mo there easily?
You know what? I'm not even going to make you roll, because I'm going to assume, and correct me if I'm wrong, Zane probably spent a lot of time here and enjoyed it. Yeah.
Zane spent a lot of time here.
Actually, yeah, you are, you know the religion section very well, as it's a hotly contested area, and strangely enough, it's the only part of the library where fights break out. It's kind of odd. It's kind of an infamous section, and you were able to lead Mo very quickly over to a section kind of in the back corner, very much near that wall with the slits in it. The wood itself is a very kind of a darker reddish wood. Whoever's interested, make a nature check for me.
Oh, just for the giggles. Yeah.
Just for the giggles.
Ooh, that's a +2.
Okay. Well, Laster doesn't know his wood.
No, I don't
5.
either.
Zane,
Yeah.
make a nature check with advantage. Actually.
So just roll 2 20s?
Yeah, 2 d20s, plus your nature modifier.
Okay, +6, so 20.
You have a +6 to nature?
Yeah.
Holy shit. A 20? I think both Zane and the player in question here are very very fond of this particular type of wood. It's known as paduk.
Hell yeah!
Yes. It's the religion section. There seems to be a table in front, very small, possibly, I'd say anywhere to 2.5 to 3 feet in diameter, with 2 chairs at it. It's fairly quiet in here right now, but it is a library. Excuse me.
I'm gonna try and go through and look for any religious books, tomes, one might say.
You are in the religion section. They're all religious books.
About the Raven Queen,
Okay.
or the Shadowfell, anything that ties those two together.
All right, so go ahead and make an investigation check if you're just looking on your own. While you're doing that, Zane, you've led Mo to this section. Zaz and Alastair, what are you two doing right now while Mo is doing a bit of
19.
19, okay. Alastair, I'll get to you in 1 second. Alastair and Zaz, what are you guys doing?
I look at Zaz.
I'm gonna kind of look back, shrug, and I'm gonna go find a spot where there's an open space for my chair to kind of sit at a table.
Okay. Easy enough. It's not too busy. There's a couple students.
Mhm.
You're able to pull your chair up and comfortably sit.
Okay, and then I'm gonna cast Speak to Plants and talk to myself.
Okay. I will get to you in 2 seconds then. Mo, you're actually, with relative ease, you're able to find a book kind of in the second or third top shelf. It's kind of a darker cloth exterior with an inlaid silver kind of filigree along the side that says the prime material plane and its reflections.
Oh, okay.
I assume that is the book you'll be taking. You
Yeah.
take it and you go and you sit down. What in this book in particular are you looking to learn?
Anything that would give me information about the Raven Queen, the Shadowfell, but more specifically, it's tied to her, or it's not more the mundane, the stuff that's tied to her and its history and.
Okay, go ahead and make a general intelligence check.
Oh. Plus my intelligence?
Yeah, just be a d20 plus your intelligence modifier.
13.
13. The book itself is written by somebody who claims to have been both to the Feywild and the Shadowfell. And in particular, reading about the Shadowfell, it's described as a dark reflection of the prime material plane itself, with gray hills, gray skies, dead trees, though all the continents and everything are in place. The Raven Queen in particular is said to have, during the Dawn War, assisted in the overthrowing of a rebellion amongst the gods. And in return for her service, was granted both the Dominion of Death and the Dominion of Winter. With a 13, I'm trying to think what else here. I'm looking at my notes. You know that her realm within the Shadowfell is known as the Fortress of Memories, and the Raven Queen, for this very reason, is often called the Goddess of Memories, making the Raven Queen the Goddess of Memories, Death, and Winter. There's not much to her background. She is worshipped by kind of a reflection of elves that walk the Shadowfell, known as the Shadar Kai. As well
So
as
that's what you're like.
as well as the Raven Queen itself, doesn't necessarily align with what would typically be considered good or evil, though she does have a set of rules, as death inevitably comes for everyone. And as a judge, at the end of their existence, must remain lawful neutral. So...
Okay. Okay, I'm content with that.
Okay. Zaz.
Mm.
You cast Speak with Plants.
Yep.
There's not much chatter going on, actually. They all seem fairly quiet as you cast Speak with Plants.
Hey guys,
Oh, hello. Hi. Hello. Hi. Oh, hello.
how's it hanging?
They kind of look down and you kind of hear a kind of a moss, like a net-like moss from like the bottom of your shoulder blade kind of go, so far so good.
Cool. Hey, is purple guy still here?
Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
Do you have communication with the old Zuck?
I can.
Cool. Just wanted to know.
Okay.
The other guys treating you good?
So far. We really don't talk a lot to each other. Yeah, we just gotta sit here and watch as things happen.
We're gonna go to a birthday party for the guy that ate the other guy. Just want to make sure you guys are on point.
There's a silence. One goes, I have heard we are delicious.
Mm-hmm.
No, don't say that.
We're gonna get that dog. And then I'm gonna like end the spell.
Okay. As you're ending the spell, you hear one of them go, that's kind of dark. All right, anything else?
Nope, twiddle my thumbs.
Okay. Alastair and Zane. Zane, you're in heaven here. Is there anything you want to look up?
No, I just want to get lost in some books.
Lost in some books. Go ahead for me and make a... You know what? Roll me a D100.
Uh-oh.
Smart section.
76. If it was 69, would you have taken me directly to the smut?
I would have.
Alright.
However, 76 is above the DC of 75.
Ooh.
You're kind of looking around and you're like, what do I want to read today? And you pick up a book and it's like local mining operations of the Dragontail Coast. And you're like, this seems riveting. So you're opening it up and you're kind of reading through and you're reading about various mining operations and people going, into the Iron Golem peaks and, bringing up various gems and stuff like that. And it's made people very rich. And you read about how the High Grove and the area around Dragontail itself is forbidden from being mined into, and that people actually formed a mining town just kind of to the southwest of the High Grove. And that mining town is named Walden. And you read that the mines in Walden actually have closed in the past 2 decades due to the discovery of something ancient.
Okay.
You find this very unsettling, as you were supposed to be taken to Walden. Alastair.
I've picked books at random because
Okay.
I was looking for books on Cenedius and Bahamut.
Okay, so...
Bane, wait! Hold on.
Yeah.
But okay, I kind of want to roll to see if I find anything.
Make an investigation check.
God.
I was gonna say disadvantage, but I think you're fairly determined in this, so I'm gonna let you roll regular.
He did say at random.
No.
Within reason. I think he's just grabbing books. So I'm gonna do an investigation check to see where in the library he ends up.
Please be the
16.
16. Okay, go ahead and roll a D100 for me, please.
Okay. I was not expecting to get this far. 89.
Oh shit. As with Zane, the DC was 75. You do find a book titled The Gods and Their Legends. With a roll of 89. And you not exactly having research experience per se. You're kind of flipping through, you're flipping through. And it's very much written like a textbook. Not a lot of pictures, which upsets you.
Oh.
And sorry. Not a lot of pictures and very much columns of text. And you find kind of like a small, you know, in most textbooks, there'll be like a subject, and then there's like a little different colored square at the bottom that says, "Did you know?"
Yeah.
You find a section titled "The Jailers," and in it, it's very short. It's maybe 10 sentences long. It describes that the Jailers is 3 gods that are in no way, shape, or form connected to each other, with the exception that they all hold dominion over another god that is their prisoner. The only one that is listed is that Asmodeus is charged with keeping the scaled tyrant Tiamat in the first layer of his astral domain known as the 9 Hells. It's stated that Bahamut is the only god that still walks the prime material plane as a jailer for something deep beneath the surface. And Bane is described as guarding something ancient and unknown to all except him.
After flipping through more books and coming up with diddly squat, he's gonna start taking books and trying to stack them like a house of cards.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand? Okay. It's it's pretty bad when it's like +0 and I'm like, oh, that's not too bad. 3.
You cannot successfully get 2 books to stand up leaning on each other.
Fine. I'll go
So
sit over with Zaz.
At this point, as you sit over with Zaz, both Mo and Zane kind of come to the table, and you've both finished your reading. Kind of look around, and the students that were there were gone. And Zaz, at this point, you know that you've been waiting approximately 2.5 to 3 hours.
Just twiddling the hell out of those thumbs.
Twiddle those thumbs.
Zane, how do people sign up books?
Just put it in your bag.
Zane, you know that people sign up books by simply having a student card, and it's more of an honor system, though each book is, for the most part, magically tracked as long as it's on campus.
I wonder if the dean letting us in here would extend to us borrowing stuff. I have no use with stealing it.
How long are you gonna borrow it?
I don't know, long enough for me to read it?
That might take ages.
Ooh. Zane, can you roll that fire damage for that sick burn?
Out of character. I did spend in the previous day 14 hours reading a book. So I
Chapter 3.
That's
Anywho.
psychic damage?
Yeah, psychic damage for that.
I got to the second paragraph.
Oh.
That first word was hard. THE. I still don't know how to pronounce it. Anywho. All right.
I guess I'll head out.
Okay. So Quirin.
Yep.
3 hours.
Okay.
You're almost there. I know you are.
I'm close.
I know you are. So at this point, Quirin, you kind of sit there and you look up from your book just in time to see, a very bored Zaz, a very confused looking Alastair, a very contemplative looking Mo, and a very satisfied looking Zane.
Did you take turns jerking each other off, or...?
What is it
Research.
taking off tonight?
I figured if questions were being asked about gods, the best place to go would be to here. It is a college. Not as exciting as a fighting pit.
I don't know. I worked
Oh.
for it quite as hard.
What? Zane would be the only one that knows that there are fights in the religious section, right?
Yes, Zane will be the
Okay.
only one that knows
Okay.
that.
Just... So where do we want to go?
I don't know. Where do we have to go next? Apparently, we have to go to the Astral Sea at some point, and we have to go to Walden.
When is your dog's birthday?
DM, is it today or tomorrow?
It is
tomorrow, right?
today.
Oh, it's today.
All right, we made a cake.
Don't eat the cake.
I helped.
Why? What's wrong with the cake, Quirin?
Because...
I know that you're not used to things like that.
No. The baked treats are delicious. But anytime that Alastair does anything, it is sprinkled with stupid. So he used the brew that makes you see dead people.
The
Yeah, it's
corpse
fine.
fruit?
Yes, the corpse fruit cider.
It's gonna be okay. All the alcohol is going to burn off. That's what happens when you cook stuff.
It's going to be okay. I am
Yeah, it's
Alastair.
going to. Yeah, you're going to go there for a dog's birthday and you're not going to eat cake. How rude.
Anyways, well, why don't we just get going?
Yes, perfect. I'm excited for this cake.
Zane, lead the way so we don't get lost again.
And with that, the Devil's Advocates all link arms and start skipping happily
To this music?
to this music. Yes, it's very cute music. But with that, Zane, you begin leading your friends to your parents' home, as we're going to take a break before we get to the silly part of the night. All right, so the Devil's Advocates, as you head through the town of Redwater, the knowledge that you're going to a dog's birthday party is slowly overtaking your mind, and you can't help but kind of chuckle at the ridiculousness of the whole situation. And even though it was a fairly intense morning, your spirits are light. You're happy. And as you kind of come to the early afternoon sun in the park in front of the Cenedius household, you find all of you, even strangely enough, Quirin, having at least the very slightest of smirks. Zane, you eventually lead your traveling party, and in some cases friends, to the front door of your parents' home, and you open the door to see a sight that you yourself are fairly familiar with. The rest of you, this is quite silly. You see a number of paper streamers kind of throughout the front of the hall. The smell of baked goods as well as a light lingering of maybe an ale or perhaps a wine is in the air as well. And Zane, you lead your friends into the kitchen, where, man, is it a sight to behold. The table itself is laid out beautifully with a lovely looking cake, frosted in a beautiful white icing, big enough for a party of people. And you see Janira and Arthur Cenedius sitting there, smiling, kind of awkwardly sitting there with Faith, who has brought Lucky with her as well. And Lucky's kind of running around. And in the spot that is usually for Arthur is instead on a large box of sorts, is a very content-looking Orville, complete with a pink birthday hat on top of his head. You walk in and Janira goes, "Oh, good, you're here." And Faith kind of looks to you, Zane, and gives you a smile and a wave.
I smile at her. I go and sit down next to her, I guess.
Okay. You sit down next to her. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm looking for a party hat to put on.
There is actually a number of party hats on the table.
This is great. This is awesome. I really enjoy this. I am 100% into this. I am enjoying it as if it's my own birthday.
Okay. The more stoic three. What are you three doing? That's Zaz, Quirin, and Mo.
I'll just sit down.
Okay, Mo's just sitting down.
I'm gonna pick up one of the birthday hats. Just
Yep.
hold it.
Okay. Zaz?
Kind of wander.
Okay, just kind of wandering around. All right. Arthur kind of looks at you, Quirin, looks at you holding the hat, and he kind of pantomimes, like, pulling the strap down over and putting it on your head. He keeps doing this action, like, to show you what to do with it.
I'm just gonna plop it on my head and forget about the strap.
Okay. You kind of plop it on. It's quite the sight, seeing your sickly-looking Goliath cleric adorned in his mean-looking tribal armor, holding this wonderful shield and a beautiful pink birthday hat just adorned on top of his head.
I'll just join in and put it on top of my head.
Put it on as well.
Yeah.
Zane?
I'm putting on a hat, yeah.
I figured, yeah. Zaz? Are you putting on a hat?
Nope.
Okay. I also figured. At this point, Arthur goes, "Okay, I think that's everyone that's coming." He looks over to you, Alastair. Alastair, did I give you your ring back by any chance?
Oh, that's not my ring.
No?
No, it's yours.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
He kind of looks, he goes, "Well, I appreciate the gesture, but I'm not gonna have much use for it today. Maybe you just hold on to it."
Okay.
And Janira's kind of looking at him. What are you talking about? And Arthur kind of stands up and hands you a pouch, and he's holding a cylinder. It's kind of looks like a cardboard with a faux leather around it with a cap on the end. He goes, "So I did a thing, as this is Orville's 18th birthday," and he kind of gestures to the dog, who at this point has been given his tiny blueberry and oatmeal cake and is happily eating it in his birthday hat. He kind of was, so after 18 years, I'm sure Orville here has a lot to say.
I didn't hear a single thing you just said.
After 18 years, after 18 years, I'm sure Orville here has quite a bit to say. I took your ring, Alastair, and went over to the college to talk to the enchanting students to see if maybe they could reverse the enchantment on your ring. Unfortunately, none of the students could. However, there was this strange lecturer. Wasn't very confident, terrible at public speaking, but he owns some form of enchantment shop east of here in Briar Glen. And he was able to reverse it.
Like a halfling?
He kind of
He was
looks
a
at you. Yes.
Wait. You guys don't think that's him, do you? I haven't seen him in a long time.
Kind of squeaky sounding.
Yes. Very nervous.
Mm-hmm.
He fucked one of our companions.
Oh.
It
Good for...
was a
He's
lot.
kind of looking around at the five of you going, good for him.
Somebody that's no longer with us.
That makes much more sense. And he kind of pauses for a second and looks at the five beefy boys. Okay. Regardless, gonna boom, pulls the top off of this and pulls out a scroll. He goes, instead of a scroll of speak with animals, this is a scroll of animals speak with you.
Oh, this is so cute. Sorry, this is insane talking, but oh my god.
He kind of walks over to Orville, and Orville kind of looks up at, like, kind of sniffs up at him because obviously he's blind. And Arthur kind of takes the scroll and kind of turns it upside down and puts it on Orville's back. And Orville kind of shakes for a second and goes, feels weird. And you all hear him say this. And he begins eating his cake again.
Aw. Alright, Mr. Cenedius, I understand now.
Yes.
Interesting.
Hey, Orville. Orville kind of looks up and goes, yes. He goes, we can understand you. What do you mean? It's like, you're talking to us. He kind of sniffs around. He goes, to everybody? Janira kind of behind a tear goes, to everybody.
Bless.
Goes, is Zane here?
Bless.
Oh,
Sorry, no. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just so happy. Talking dog.
Is Zane here?
Yes, Orville, I'm here. I'm here.
Hello, Zane.
Hello.
I'm glad you're home. You went away for a while, and I'm glad you're back now. Oh, your friend's here?
hello,
Yes.
Orville.
Hello.
Hello. You helped me find Zane. You are my
did?
friend.
Thank you.
You're...
You're my friend too.
Yay.
We couldn't have found Zane without you. You're very quick.
Oh, I know the streets. I get out on occasion. Don't tell... Oh, they can all hear me, can't they? Okay. I know my way around. I'm very old. I've been here a while. He kind of sniffs the air. He goes, oh, your tasty smelling friend is here.
I look
Eh?
down at myself.
tasty smelling friend. You smell like a good snack. Did you give me good treat
Yes, he
a couple
did.
days ago?
That was him.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. I had never tried that before in my life. It was a new experience, and I want to thank you.
Oh, this is.
See? And Zane's teeth is grit. His grit. And he's looking at Zaz and he's like, "See? You're welcome."
Kind of just like making eye contact with Zane and looking back at the dog and like.
I use Awakened Mind to say, "It's his birthday," with my teeth still grit.
I'm at this point. Orville goes, "You're not saying anything, so I feel like I made a mistake by eating the snack, and I'm very sorry if I took the snack from you."
Don't worry, Orville.
Okay. I just feel like I did something wrong.
He is very quiet. You did a good thing eating it. That's why he dropped it on the floor for you.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you, and I thank you. But being very old, I can sense people, and I feel like I did something wrong to him. So, tasty smelling friend, I would like to take this opportunity, in which you can understand me, to officially say I am very sorry for the tasty snack you provided.
Zane is staring him down with the most dead expression. Just
I
like,
more
you,
think
you
you're staring
killed
at
me.
him, just be like, apologize to my dog.
That's what's happening right now, yeah.
You will.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of just like keep looking back and forth and be like, okay.
Okay, I'm sorry, but you helped save my best friend ever, Zane. And I want to say thank you very much to you, and to the friend that smells like blood, and to the friend that I sense is very, very large, as well as the friend who smells like sweat and metal. That's the one who talked to me before.
Oh yeah, that's me. Hey, remember the time that you helped fight a werewolf and you didn't die? That was great.
That was a big dog.
It was.
He hurt. But I'm okay now. And at this point, you can all see that he actually has a bit of a scar on his side from where Malvain struck him. But it was important to save Zane, because Zane has been my best friend my whole life. And he had left, and I wasn't ready to let him go again.
Stop.
Oh.
He kind of sniffs around, he goes, and there is another dog friend here.
What? Oh yeah.
He also goes, I like this new dog friend. He is very young, but I feel like he is going to take care of his owner, who smells very pleasant. At this point, Zane, you look over and Faith has no fucking idea what's going on.
Oh no.
She's just sitting there and you're all talking to this dog, and she's looking, and the dog's mouth is kind of moving up and down like it's barking, and she doesn't hear anything, so she doesn't know that Orville is saying words.
Can Zane use Awakened Mind to explain the situation to Faith?
Yes, I'll allow that. Faith kind of signs and says, can you tell Orville he's a very good boy and Lucky loves him?
Okay, I repeat the sentiment to Orville.
Orville goes, oh, can she not talk?
No, she can't. She's deaf.
Oh, that's okay. I'm blind, so I can't see. But it's all right if she doesn't talk. Sometimes people who talk don't have anything to say. So that's okay.
I feel like that was a slight to me, but I'm going to let it pass because it's your birthday.
No, I like you. When you
I
talked, you wanted to know how to be better friends with Zane. Zane, did you try picking up your friend's poop?
Oh.
Not yet, Orville.
No?
Not yet.
Okay.
I would very much like to see this happen.
I think it would be a good sign of their friendship.
We'll give it a shot.
Is Mom and Dad here? And Arthur kind of goes, Yes, Orville will hear, hello! And his tail starts wagging. He goes, hi, where's Mom? And he kind of sniffs and goes, hello, Mom! And Janira kind of goes,
Oh my god.
hi, honey. I want to use this opportunity where everyone can understand me to say thank you for taking me from that horrible pen where I was so alone. I was the only one left. They took all my brothers and sisters, but now I'm here, and I have a new family. Which reminds me, where did Janine go? Have we found her?
DM, you better shut the fuck up right now. DM, what are you doing?
And he kind of looks around, and
I can
Arthur's...
just imagine Zaz doing that.
Yeah, I can imagine Zaz doing that too. Orville kind of goes,
Oh.
Does anyone know where Janine is?
Orville, she's been gone for a while.
I know she's been gone for a while. She told me when she got better after she was very, very sick, she told me that she was going out to get a present for Zane for making her better. That would make everything okay. And then she never came home. And Arthur kind of hangs his head and goes, Zane, that was I'm not sure if you found the book in your room.
Not until recently. I realized.
Oh. Orville kind of hangs his head and goes, did something happen to Janine and no one has told me? It's okay. She's not coming home ever, is she?
The feels.
I'm gonna stand up and get closer to them. Well, she may be gone now, but I do heal many things, and I have heard of people coming back from long times.
Okay.
So she may come back, but
Well, that's good.
she may not. Either way,
Okay.
you are still a very good boy.
Well, thank you.
Gonna give him a good scratch.
Ooh, ooh. Further back. Ooh. His leg kind of goes. He goes, oh, yes. Oh, that's the good stuff. Thank you. Hey, Zane. Your friend gives
Yes?
very good scritches.
That's good. Good on you, Quirin.
I'm glad Janine could come back someday. I don't know if I'll still be around to see her, but you all deserve to have her back.
And I look at Quirin with like the worst expression, like the "What are you saying?"
Arthur is actually looking at you, Quirin, with a look of hope, as in, what are you saying?
I'm ignoring them and going to sit back down.
Okay. Orville kind of goes, no, I smell my cake. And, Mom, if I can just say, it is very tasty. How did you know I like blueberries so much? She kind of goes, you've been around a while, honey. We know these things. Uh-huh, yeah. Me and Zane grew up together. Zane used to give me blueberries all the time. It reminds me of the early days, Zane. Do you remember that?
Of course I do, Orville.
When you were so very small, and I could see you. I can't see you now, but I'm sure you've grown very tall. And if tieflings are anything like puppies, I assume you look a lot like your father. Do you also have a mustache?
No, Orville, no.
You should consider growing a mustache. I have a partial mustache. At least for dogs.
And it's very handsome on you.
Why, thank you. I've been growing it for 15 years. That's 15 dog years. They're different than your years. But as I was saying, I have such a delicious cake, and I can smell another cake. Why don't you all eat your cake too, so we can all eat
Shit.
cake together?
Yes, that's an excellent idea. Let's do it.
Okay. And Orville kind of, tasty blueberries.
All right, cake time.
So at this point, Janira begins cutting a slice for everybody, and there's enough cake to go around. It is a circular cake, so you each get a lovely wedge-shaped slice of cake. As she cuts into it, you notice that the cake itself would be what you consider a vanilla cake, but it has a lovely bluish tint to it. You're each passed out a cake.
Excellent, 100% chowing down.
Zane eats
Okay.
his too.
Okay. Is
I'll
everyone
eat
else
mine.
eating the cake? Mo's eating. Okay.
I'm gonna take some of the frosting and just like put it near my mouth
Okay.
and like just like smear it on the side and then wipe it off.
Okay.
What?
Zaz, are you eating cake?
I'm just holding the little plate they gave me of the food. I'm not
Okay.
eating it.
Yeah, you're just not having it. I see that. Okay. Everyone begins eating their cake. He goes, "Is your cake good?"
Of course it is, Orville. Mom made it.
Mm-hmm. Mom makes the best cake. She made my cake. It has blueberries. I think I told you that. I'm starting to lose my memory. Kind of pants. Oh. 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 I am very old. I love you all. Thank you for
We love
being
you
here
too,
on my
Orville.
birthday. I love you, Zane. I love you the most.
Zane
Oh,
sits a little higher in his chair.
Oh, here, buddy. Us as a group, we actually got you something.
Oh.
Free. Is it as a toy or as a... I don't know. It's up to you.
Oh.
And I pull out the rabbit scarf that I have in my bag, and I
Mhm.
drape it over him in like a little dog scarf.
Oh, it is very warm. Oh, and it smells like prey. Ooh, I can't hunt prey. I can't see them. Just smell them. Zane,
Yes.
why were those mean men trying to take you?
Zane looks around at everybody and he's kind of panicked and it's a long story, Orville.
Oh, does it have to do with your medicine powers?
Maybe a little.
Hmm. Everyone, Zane made my friend Janine better. At this point, Zane, you feel your parents staring a hole through you.
And Zane's just looking down at his cake.
Is your cake good?
Of course it is, Orville. Mom made it.
Alastair. Alastair.
Yes.
Constitution saving throw.
Oh, I'm gonna choose to fail it.
You can't. This is a con
Oh.
saving throw.
Okay. One moment. Con for me, I believe, is plus. Oh, it's +7. Whoop. 15.
15. Behind Orville, Alastair, you see a very tall human. Kind of.
Bitch, hold on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You see, it's Discord. Can't help it. You see a tall human, kind of wiry gray hair, kind of a very thin pencil mustache, and he kind of looks around and kind of looks at you, Alastair, and goes, "Can you see me?"
I nod.
Who are you?
I try answering in my head.
He's staring at you. Who are you? At this point, the rest of you see Alastair staring past Orville.
That's
been
why
talking.
you don't eat the cake.
Alastair Zephyr.
I don't know who you are.
Who are you?
Where am I?
Redwater.
My name is Nora Salandri. I'm from East Cliff, and I've been in the plane of Mount Celestia for 60 years. I don't know what brought me here.
Are you alive?
Who are you talking to, friend? Says Orville.
Orville, do you smell anything? Anything new?
I smell cake.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I do smell something. There's something here, isn't there?
There is.
Are you seeing a ghost?
Yes.
At this point, Norris is kind of looking at Orville going, have you summoned me?
If I have, it's not purpose. Who are you affiliated with in East Cliff?
I was a fisherman.
Why are you in Mount Celestia?
I was told it was, during my judgment, it was because I lived a good life. And I was honest.
Then there's no reason you should be here. I'm gonna get up and try and touch him.
As you get up and go to touch him, you say, there's no reason you should be here. And he fades away. Orville goes, oh, the smell is gone. The ghost is gone. I scared the ghost away. I am a good boy.
Good job, Orville. You did.
I did it. I did it. Zane, did you see? I scared the ghost away.
I saw good. I saw.
Thank you.
Did anybody else hear that?
No.
Mo.
Yes.
Constitution saving throw.
Oh, this is so good. Sorry. Carry on.
13.
As I go through some.
Poos, come here, Poos. Oh, sorry.
Mo, you see a young girl, about maybe 13, 14 years old. Dark brown, almost black hair. She looks frightened. She kind of looks around. Where am I?
Redwater.
Who are you?
I'm your brother. You've been.
You're not my
gone.
brother. My brother's 8 years old.
You've been gone a long time. A lot has changed.
Did Daddy win?
Yes.
I'm glad.
He did all he could, and I will do what he couldn't.
I'll be sure to tell him. We're all together. Well, you know, me and Mom and Dad and Macy are together.
I know. And
Margaret's not with us. We're really worried. She was just a baby.
I'm going to find her.
Okay.
It's...
Can I pet the puppy?
Go ahead.
She goes to pet Orville, and you see Orville actually reacts. He goes, oh, I think I'm being touched by a ghost. This is a very pleasant ghost. Can anyone else see the ghost? At this point, Janira kind of looks at you, Alastair, and goes, I think maybe sugar makes that effect a little stronger.
I'm not afraid.
She kind of looks down at her cake. She's waiting. Arthur kind of looks down at his. He's waiting. At this point, Mo, the ghost of Madeline, is still petting Orville, and his leg is twitching. He's like, oh, this is a very pleasant little person, or what used to be a little person. She is a ghost. She is spooky.
I'll get up and walk around and... Sorry, Orville. I need a moment. Try and make physical contact with the ghost, and
as you do, nothing really happens. She goes,
yeah, just kind of...
Mo.
Yes.
She was scary.
The woman?
The one in the gray world.
I know she can be scary, but she is kind in her own way.
She sent us to a good place. I don't know where we are, but it's a good place. There's lots of beasts, and Dad loves it. He goes hunting.
I'd love to see it someday.
Maybe you will.
Maybe. You let him know that I'm doing okay.
He said he's already visited you and he knows.
Yes.
I think I have to go now.
Goodbye.
She's gone. Orville goes, the ghost is gone. I didn't want to scare that one away. But I did.
Orville.
Oh, behind the ear. Behind it. Oh, yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you, friend. Thank you. Zane.
No.
Constitution saving throw.
That's what happens when you eat the tainted cake.
Okay, give me a second because the cat is on me.
Mm-hmm.
Please. Please. 11. Oh. Oh, he stopped the music. This is bad.
Orville perks up.
Oh, DM, don't do this.
Zane,
Yeah?
I think Janine is back. At this point, Zane, an outline forms behind Orville of a light blue tiefling. Her horns pointed forward. She looks scared. She looks around. Zane? Zane, it's me. It's Janine. Can you see me?
Zane nods.
I don't have much time. Are you okay?
He nods again.
She looks around. She goes, "Are we in Mom and Dad's place?"
Looks around, nods.
Zane, I think I made a mistake. I think I've done something very wrong. Have you been contacted by anything?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Frothcoon.
Yes.
You found it, didn't you?
He nods.
Frothcoon said that you sent him to me to make me better. Right?
I just wanted you to be okay.
I was. He said he'd take all the life I had left and compress it and let me live what little time I had left healthy. And in exchange, he said he just wanted to follow me when I go. And everything was okay. I was healthy, and Mom and Dad were happy, and you were happy. And I realized what I had done, and I went out to go get you a book that explained what it was. Did you get it?
He nods. There's tears welling up in his eyes.
He sent that thing after me, didn't it?
He nods.
Zane, do you have powers?
He nods.
I guess Rothgoon fulfilled its end of the bargain then, didn't it? Zane, when it asked to follow me, I told it that it should reward the person that led it to me. It should reward you for it.
I didn't hear anything.
I told Frothcoon that it should reward you for finding me. And it agreed. Zane, I'm sorry. You didn't make the deal. You're not the Pact Keeper. I am. It followed me as I went through the Shadowfell. It wants to escape. You don't have to listen to it. Please. And she
Zane's
fades
mouth
away,
is just agape.
and Janina's gone. At this point, Orville kind of goes, "Oh, she's gone again. Was Janina a ghost?"
Yeah, Orville. Yeah.
Oh, did you tell her that I love her?
Of course.
That's good. Is everyone okay? There was a lot of ghosts here just now. Everyone's really quiet. Oh.
Zane's kind of looking around just to make sure the last interaction was real.
Is everyone alright?
Fine. I didn't
Zane
need the
looks
cake.
back down.
I was more talking to the people who did. Mr. and Mrs. Cenedius. We're here.
Arthur and Janira at this point are staring at Zane. And Arthur's eating the cake more and more. So is Janira.
We're here. You'll be fine.
At this point, it's Arthur talking. He goes, I think, maybe everyone's had a little too much cake for the night. I think maybe the Cenedius family needs a little bit of family time, if that's okay with the rest of you.
Absolutely.
Oh, goodbye, everybody. I'm sorry you have to go. Ghosts
Goodbye,
can
all.
make things awkward.
Goodbye, Orville. I'll give him
Goodbye.
give him a
Oh.
goodbye.
Scratch.
Oh,
Scratch.
oh, that's good. Good smelling friend. I know you haven't talked a lot, but I am very sorry, and I want to thank you for, even though you may not like me as much, for still coming. It means a lot.
I'm just like pat the dog once
Oh, thank you.
and then just go.
Okay. At this point, Zane, Faith is kind of looking around a little confused why everyone's leaving.
I use Awakened Mind to tell her, we're having some family time.
She nods. She signs back. I feel like I missed something, but I had a really great time, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh,
Did you catch what I said? Some technical issues tonight.
hello?
Hi.
Hi, sorry.
That's fine.
With Awakened Mind, I tell Faith, I'll fill you in later.
She signs back, okay. Everyone kind of heads out.
Is it dark?
At this point, it's starting to, the sun's starting to go down. What are you four doing?
Back to the inn.
Back to the
Yeah.
inn? Okay.
Along the way back to the inn, with the brief description of the place that I was told, would I know what primaterial plane that is? Like the place.
Oh, what plane you would?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Wildlands. You would know that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You guys are going back to the inn. What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Reading.
Right.
I'll pull out that the intellect tome and
Right.
work on that for a bit and
Okay. How many hours would you like to read? At this point, it's about 5, 6 o'clock at night. Quirin,
2.5.
finish it off. Congratulations on 22 wisdom.
Yeah, boy.
I don't know. I'll put enough in like to still give myself a long rest.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
So, yeah, you could
uh,
probably fit in another, probably a good 6 to 7 hours of reading.
Cool. 7 hours.
Okay. Alastair, Zaz, what are you guys doing?
Says you want to go get a drink?
No, I think I'm good. I don't really have much of an appetite.
All right, then I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll go sit at the bar.
Okay.
Zed's gonna
Zane,
retire to
go
his
on.
room.
Okay. Anything you want to do in your room?
Nope.
Okay. So go ahead. Those elasters or anything you're doing for the night?
I'm just gonna get moderately shit-faced.
Okay. Moderately drunk and then call it a night?
Yep.
Okay. It's a weeknight, so nobody's really at the bar tonight, unfortunately. You guys go ahead and take your long rest. Zane. The next few hours are uncomfortable. Your parents have questions. Orville is still blissfully unaware, kind of piping in at inopportune moments with something innocent and charming. At a certain point, Orville kind of goes, "Oh, I am very tired. I'm sorry if I'm interrupting, but I would like to go to bed." Do you want to go to bed, Zane?
I look at my parents.
They kind of hang their heads. They don't look disappointed. They just look sad.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's worse, I know.
Yeah, Orville, let's go.
Okay. And you head upstairs. You get ready for bed and you lie down. And where you're used to hearing Orville kind of scratch at the bed, he says like, Zane, can you please help me up? Zane.
I pick him up and I put him on the bed.
Kind of curls around and he rests his chin just in the crux of where your arm meets your torso. Kind of nestles down. He looks very tired. Much older than you remember him from when you were young. Kind of looks at you and goes, I'm glad you're safe, Zane.
Then I just pet Orville.
I love you, Zane.
I love you, Orville.
Good night.
Sorry, Orville just said goodnight, correct?
Yep. Orville said goodnight.
Okay, I say goodnight back.
Okay. And sleep takes you. Zane, you can have your long rest. Zane. You're woken up by the sound of wind. And maybe the flash of lightning. It's raining again outside. As it does in the spring. Orville's resting on your arm. Looking very peaceful. You go to roll over to kind of reposition yourself, and Orville is laying very heavy on your arm.
Oh, fuck. If you've killed this dog, I'm gonna cry.
Can you make a medicine check for me, please?
If you killed this dog! DM!
You're confused. Your dad comes to the door. The next few hours, Zane, are a blur. With everything that happened the night before and now this, it's almost too much to take. You're not sure if, out of necessity, your parents went and bought the small pine box that Orville lays in, or if it was prepared in his old age. You're not sure if it was you that dug the small grave underneath the tree in the backyard, or if it was your father. You're not sure when he was laid in or who filled the grave in, but you remember the feel of the cold rain on your head. You're not sure if it was made for the occasion, if it was prepared, but you can see the symbol of Ioun planted at the head of the grave. A caduceus, with a small nameplate that says, Orville Cenedius. 310 AE to 328 AE. You kind of come to, sitting at the base of Orville's grave. Tears well up in your eyes. And you hang your head. And as you look down, in your lap is that fucking book.
I open it.
There's only one thing written. It very simply says, I'm sorry that your friend will not be traveling to the afterlife he deserves, but to me, his soul will serve a far greater purpose. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.